Good morning to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover Euro versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil, and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the Euro versus US dollar first. So what we have here, this is an hourly time frame, and we can see we spoke about this potential scenario for the market to take this channeling mode more like a bear flag and potentially test is 1.0635, and that was the main objective for this particular downside break of this channel, and that's an important low that we gold created in the late May this year, and market reacted from this support, but we don't see the momentum really increased on this way down. So there is a chance, of course, after the period of the correction, if we can see the further down break, there is a chance to retest this level and eventually even to go lower towards some next downside objectives around 1.0550 and 530 mark. The upside scenario at this point, market will need to really go aggressively into, like, alternative scenario will be the market to go aggressively into this, take the highs at 750 and so, and then hold above, and then even try to break this upper trend line. So it's something which will need lots of time to develop, and at this point, the downside scenario is most likely to happen after we complete the upside correction. Speaking of the gold market, we had some attempt for the market to go lower. Yesterday, market didn't have a power to go more into the 1884 mark or 1880, so we can see that market found and reacted of this 1900 mark, 902. This is important pivot level because we had quite a rejections of that level in the past, so that was quite a important pivot zone. So market reacted aggressively yesterday after the news events in the US. It's tried to sell off, and then it did a basically reversal for that day. But at this point where the market's trading now, it rallied overnight, but we also have a strong resistance area around 1980, 1920 mark, and only if the market will sustain and hold and not just go down like this and then provide some a bear flag, because if this will be the case, then there is a still chance for the lower prices and further downside movement, because we are in the down cycle, and still most likely scenario is for the market to develop lower. Of course, if the market, alternative scenario, for example, if the market can hold here and build some kind of the mini shallow base and then start break, then that can be a sign for the retest of 1930. But that's a more an alternative scenario based on a condition, based on the trend environment and structure. Speaking of the crude oil, market actually reached our objective we spoke about yesterday. So after the breakout of this ascending triangle and the retest, we spotted potential for the market to reach this projected objective, let's say, based on this ascending triangle, and market actually reached exactly that around 91.25, and we can see now that market is pulling back at this point. Still, it's a strong environment to the upside and demand on the crude this week. The next pivot level in case of the further upside continuation is a 93.65. But so far, market is in a pullback correcting mode so far at this point. And we have some recent swing highs, let's say, on our time frame at 89.67, 89.70. We have that pivot level, but so far, this looks pretty corrective and potential just a pulling back. Some alternative scenario, of course, it can be if the market can speed down and then do some kind of rally, more like bear flag, and then try to make this secondary down leg. Also, pay attention if market can build some pullback and then just hold above, create another base, and then try to attack and 93.67 area. But for now, market is just pulling back in a pullback mode on the crude oil. And Bitcoin versus US dollar, we have some channeling mode that market developed in the last 24 hours. Market, we see that market respected the 27,000 mark. We spoke about 26,800 mark, and we have some tails there. We have some channeling mode. So there is some scenarios like if the market can clear this and create some continuational pattern, then there is a chance to retest 25,750 or 700 area. The scenario for the upside will be if the market can really clear aggressively this and hold above, then that will be a good sign for the rally towards 27,500 or even 28,000 mark. But that will be all for this update, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. Have a good weekend, trade safe, and speak to you from next Monday.